Let's put our speech to work for everyone's benefit. Hey everyone, Tom Harrison here on a crisp, cool morning walk out in the woods, as I love to do. And today we're going to talk about this idea of putting our speech to work in ways that benefit everyone. Or we could say that benefit the world. Today we're going to bring some stuff in from my work as a coach. I often do this. I intermingle it with the pronoun ED work because it fits so well. It really, in many ways, is addressed by Michael in his own words, his own terms, in the pronoun ED system. And hopefully I'm able to bring just a little bit of different perspective and hopefully get you to think more deeply about your speech and how important your communication is in the world. And hopefully you will see the importance of engaging pronoun ED in a way that will help you elevate your speech so that indeed you really can put your speech to work. Now, what do I mean about putting your speech to work? Well, if you know me, you know I love acronyms. And so in this case, the acronym is WORK, W-O-R-K, Ways of Respect and Kindness. Ways of respect and kindness. Now, have you ever thought of your work as ways of respect and kindness? Hey, honey, see you later. Going to work now. Going to ways of respect and kindness. Showing up today at my ways of respect and kindness. Have you ever? Maybe you can start. I mean, for me, this is a daily guiding question. I ask myself every morning, I do forget every once in a while, and I try to remember to do it several times a day, again, as a guiding question for my life. How am I showing up today as ways, respect, and kindness in my work? And there's so many ways we can do that, right? I mean, we all have our own ways, and we know what that means, right? We know what it means to be respectful. We know what it means to be kind. And we also know what it means when people are not respectful and not kind to us. We also know what it means, and it's painful, maybe even more painful than other folks being disrespectful or unkind. Perhaps even more painful is when we are disrespectful and unkind to ourselves. And folks who struggle with speech tend to be really good at this one. You know, we're really good at being disrespectful to ourselves, being unkind to ourselves. So that's got to change. Right? So part of putting our speech to work is to remember every time we communicate, in whatever ways we communicate. And by the way, speech is only one aspect of communication. We are always communicating in many, many ways. We won't get into all the ways we communicate right now, but it's something to meditate on. Like, am I communicating now? Even if we're saying that to ourselves, yes, you are. We're always communicating to ourselves. We're always communicating to the world around us, whether or not we say a word or write a word. It's true. Check it for yourself. And so, if we're communicating all the time, wouldn't it be helpful if that communication, like always, or as much as humanly possible, and really that's always, but hey, I get it. We forget. We have to develop the habits if it's not a habit already, right? If it's not habitual for us to just be kind to people, to be respectful to others, to be kind to ourselves, respectful to ourselves. Some of us are able to do it for others and not ourselves. Some of us are able to do it for most people, but not these people. Not those people. Definitely not these people. Right? We're very selective. Many of us are very selective in who we are respectful toward and kind to. That's just real, and it's tragic, and let's change it. Right? Let's put our speech to work. Let's let our speech be ways of respect and kindness. So I invite you to bring this question into your life into your mornings, into your day as often as possible as a guiding question for your life. But you can start with your speech and think of your speech as your communication. And think of that communication, yes, you're talking, you're speaking, your voice that we hear, but also you're talking, you're speaking, your voice that you write in an email, that you text to a coworker, a friend, a family member, whatever. Right? All the different ways we communicate. In the words you speak to yourself. Try to catch yourself when you're saying something negative, when you're judging yourself, when you're being disrespectful, when you're being unkind. Do your best to catch it. When you catch it, remind yourself, how can I be respectful and kind? What are my ways of respect and kindness? And again, there's so many different forms, right? We know what these words mean. I don't need to explain that. You know what respect is. For many of us, we know what respect is because we've heard so much of what it's not. And that's very sad, very unfortunate. But we need to be the ones to change that. We can't wait for others. We can't wait for the world that we see, we might perceive, those we might perceive as being disrespectful to us, being unkind to us. We can't wait for them. We need to lead the way. We need to be leaders in our lives, in our environments, in the workspace, in the family, with friends. And the beauty is there's nothing better than leadership that takes the form of ways of respect and kindness. Think about that, right? If someone disses us because we're being respectful and kind, well, that's really unfortunate, and they've got some work to do for sure. But it leaves us in a leadership position. And we stay in that position. When we can stay in our ways of respect and kindness, hey, and I'm not saying it's always easy, but it's always worth it. It's always worth it. Right? Like when we're writing that email and because we're so angry about something, and we realize, this isn't the sweetest, kindest email in the world. And of course, we know it's not because we're mad about something. We don't think they were right? The person we're communicating to. They dissed us, so we're going to get them. Let's let that go. Let's let that go. And especially in our speech when we're speaking, talking with others. Let's bring it. Bring your ways of respect and kindness, because I know it's within you. I am 100% sure of that. No matter who you are listening to this, no matter how mean you might be, and I don't think you're mean. I think you're all very nice people I'm speaking with. But if a mean person happened to get in here and is listening to this, I know even you absolutely have the capability of being kind and respectful. And you can transform that meanness into meaning in your life. For all of us, though, let's really step back and realize that by being respectful and kind, like literally no matter how the words are coming out of our mouth, whether we are speaking super smoothly or we're stuttering, stammering, blocking, if we're having a hell of a hard time getting the words out, either way and anywhere in between, what's better? Communicating, getting those words out in a way that's, unkind, that's disrespectful, that's not mindful of the moment of the people around us, or coming from a place of ways of respect and kindness, right? And so if we think of our work that way, if that's our work, like every day I go to work, I'm going into my ways of respect and kindness. So by the way, this doesn't mean we expect ways of respect and kindness all around us when we go to work. And if that doesn't happen, well, I'm going to be a jerk too. No. It means we show up at our workplace as ways of respect and kindness. And guess what? That can transform the space. And if it doesn't, if people aren't picking up on it, then hey, might be a good indication to find another job, right? Find work that you really believe is representative of the ways of respect and kindness you want to be in the world. That's taking it to a whole other level, right? So we can show up in our speech. And again, this acronym WORK, of course, absolutely doesn't apply just to the workplace. I think it's convenient because that's often where a lot of strife might happen. That's often where we might hear disrespect or feel it, or feel like it's being communicated to us in one way or another, or feel that unkindness, hear that unkindness, right? That's often a place where we see this, where we experience this. But hey, happens in the family a lot too, right? It can even happen with friends. It can certainly happen in the environment. Absolutely happens on social media. Get out of that. Well, not too much. I mean, watch this. But there's a lot of stuff on social media that is just absolutely disrespectful, absolutely unkind, absolutely has no place in our lives. Let's just get real. But back to work. That work applies anywhere in your life, right? That kind of work is the kind of work I want to be doing 24/7. Yeah, because even in my dreams, I want to be respectful and kind to the extent that I can control that, right? So, yeah. Let's bring our speech to work in ways of respect and kindness. And explore what that could look like for you. What does it really mean to you to be respectful and kind? And as you see, I'm often out in a natural setting. If it's not clear by now, Mother Earth, Mother Nature really, really needs us to be more respectful and kind to her. And guess what? We're all a part of this greater nature. So, let's put our speech to work and bring our ways of respect and kindness to the world around us. Our world needs us. Take care. Happy trails. Walk your why and keep speaking smoothly with Pro 90D. Take care.